In today's video, we will be ranking the fire gym locations in Pokemon. Now, in previous videos, we ranked the towns. However, I thought I'd broaden the category so we can start including the trial captains. And because our first location isn't a town, no, it is an island, and that is Cinnabar Island. The main thing I'm going to be looking at to determine the rankings is overall design, town slogans, things to do, and is it giving what we want it to give? Is it giving the fiery hot vibes that we want? With Cinnabar Island, home to gym leader Blaine, the overall design is peak. This place is literally located at the bottom of a volcano based off of a real-world location, Izu Oshima. The island gets its name from a red-orange mineral, and while seeing several redesigns, the original in red and blue were all red. The slogan reads, "The fiery town of burning desire," which is the most fire slogan for a fire gym. And when it comes to things to do here, there is a couple, starting with the burned down mansion, where you find the secret key to unlock the gym. This place is also where the creation of Mewtwo happened. Then there's the lab, where you can go revive fossils, and it is reported that this is where Porygon was created. They were doing some sus experimentation on this island for sure. So is it giving us the fiery vibes that we want? Absolutely. Turn it all the way to the top, because in Gold and Silver, the place literally burns down from the volcano exploding and they have to relocate the gym. Which brings us to our next location, Seafoam Islands, where Blaine had to relocate to. Now this place, total opposite vibes of what Cinnabar gave, with it being located just a bit away from Cinnabar at an ice cave. The overall design is the most opposite you could have for a fire type gym, and it doesn't have a slogan, but it is described as two small islands lightly floating in the ocean. A shocking cold fills the caverns inside. There's also not a lot to do here apart from capture Articuno and get lost. So in terms of the vibes, I'm gonna have to say no on this one. It is completely the opposite. We are literally in an ice cave. So unfortunately that's gonna be a no from me. It's not Blaine's fault he had to relocate though. However, I do think if he relocated into the actual volcano, like in the anime, that would have been pretty cool. Next up, we find ourselves in Lavaridge Town, home to gym leader Flannery, a popular area due to its ailment-curing hot springs. This location is another one that sits at the bottom of a volcano, that one being Mount Chimney, and the overall design is great, being surrounded by rocky mountains, with the sand baths and the hot springs being constantly heated by the magma in the volcano. Also, its name literally being Lava Ridge. When it comes to town slogans, theirs is an excellent place for relaxing. But whilst lovely, this doesn't really give us any context to it being a fire gym location, because we don't know that it is the hot springs that is helping relax. There are a few things to do here, the main one being the hot springs. There's also a herb shop, residential home, and it's home to the old lady that gives you the Wyna and Togepi egg. So does this place give the vibes? Absolutely. Again, another fire gym that is located right next to a volcano. The theme of the sand baths, the hot springs, it's very, very much giving the hot vibes that we want. Moving on to our next location, Straighten City, home to gym leaders Silan, Chili and Cress. It's a lovely city that's known for its architecture and is described as having entry stairs built in memory of a former home in a snowier climate. This suggests that the people living there may have moved there from somewhere else that's a bit more snowier and incorporated their architecture, and there is a theory going around that that place might be Chichester, which we have already covered in a previous video. Which is beautiful, but it's not really what we're looking for in a fire type gym location. Its town slogan is "Three stand together as one," which makes a lot of sense for this gym, seeming as the whole mechanic of this is like 3 gym leaders and then they rotate depending on what Pokemon you choose. So I can understand for that mechanic, absolutely, but for a fire type gym, it's not really giving us anything to work with either. There are a few things to do here, like visiting the trainer's school. Fennel and Amnita's house is here, so you can get the sea gear there. A beautiful garden to tour, but not many fire related activities. So all in all, Straighten isn't really giving us the hot fiery vibes that we want. Now we go over to Wellow Volcano Park. Now I thought it was time to start including the trial captains. They're not gym leaders and they don't have gyms, but now we're broadening up to locations instead of towns. I just thought it would make sense to include them because it just felt lacking not being able to, and we had to include this one. So with Wellow Volcano Park, Kiawe is the fire trial captain here, and it is very, very much hot here. We are literally on the volcano now, not next to it. We're on it, and you can feel the heat emanating from the screen. Its slogan is "The fire burns bright and hot here," which is also very hot vibes. And whilst there isn't much to do here apart from collect a Zygarde cell and a totem sticker, the atmosphere very much makes up for that. However, I can't give it a point because there isn't really much to do here, is there? So is it giving the vibes? 1,000,000,000%. Out of all of the places we've been to, this is the hottest. We are literally on the volcano and it is burning our feet. Next, we find ourselves in Motorstoke, home to Gym Leader Kabu, and I find this place really interesting. It's a different kind of hot, and that is steam powered. Its town slogan is "An industrial city studded with steam-powered marvels of modern engineering." And to get steam, you need the right amount of fire and water working together. So while it's not totally reliant on fire, it's a very important part of it. There's many things to do here, starting with shopping for outfits in the boutique and uniform shop. The Battle Cafe is here, as well as the Badoo Drop-In, and the station is also located here. So is it giving the vibes that we want? I would say yes. It's not as on the nose as Volcano, but it's still firepower, steam powered, and I like that. It's original, it's unique. So when it comes to the rankings, coming in last place would be Seafoam Islands, with Straighten City coming in 5th and Motorstoke in 4th. Now with the rest of the placements, it was quite hard to decide because they're all giving us the vibes that we want and are volcano orientated, but which volcano is the best? I decided on placing Wellow Volcano Park 3rd, as it is an amazing place, but there's just not much to do there. With Lava Ridge coming in 2nd, as it has more fire-based activities, and even though its slogan doesn't necessarily give fire vibes, the hot springs is the reason it's so relaxing. Which means Cinnabar Islands comes up on top, because there is nothing more scorching than a volcano literally burning an entire place down. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing for more. We've done Ghost, we've done Ice, we've now done Fire. Where are we going next?